everyone. Welcome to Module 5. This week, we're shifting our focus a bit from comparing groups to understanding relationships between variables. So far, you've been asking questions like, are these two groups different? Well, this week, the question shifts to something slightly different, and we are going to ask, are these two variables related? In this module, you'll learn about correlation statistics, which helps us determine whether two variables move together, and if so, how strongly. For example, as one variable increases, does the other increase as well, or does it decrease? That's where we get positive relationships, negative relationships, and everything in between. You'll also learn how to interpret the strength of a relationship using correlation coefficients that range from -1 to +1, and more importantly, what exactly those numbers mean in practice. We'll also talk about coefficient of determination, or R squared, which helps you understand how much one variable actually explains another. Another key piece this week is recognizing when correlation is appropriate and when it's not. Just because two variables are related, it does not mean that one causes the other. You will also review levels of measurement, which are critical for choosing the right statistical test. Because before you even run an analysis, you should be asking, what type of data do I have? Then you'll shift into non-parametric statistics. These are especially useful when your data is not normally distributed or does not meet standard statistical assumptions. You'll be introduced to techniques such as chi-square, Spearman's rho, and tests for differences like Mann-Whitney and Wilcoxon. These methods are incredibly important because real-world data is not always clean or perfectly distributed. So here's your takeaway for this module. Your job is not to just run statistics. It's actually to decide what type of analysis is appropriate, what relationships mean, and how to interpret them correctly. Just because two variables are related does not mean that one causes the other, or that relationship is meaningful. Well, that part still requires you to critically think. By the end of this module, you should feel comfortable interpreting correlations, identifying when to use them, and applying non-parametric techniques when needed. All right, gang, jump into the materials, take your time working through these concepts, and I'll see you in the discussion boards.